Look how sexy this thumbnail looks. Avoid versus seek. The difference between seekers and avoiders.
What happens when
Kinta?
two characters have the exact same core?
Kinta versus Okarun. Now, I did kind of drop Dandadan after like episode 8. I got a little bit bored of it. I won't say it's a bad anime. It's fairly good, but just not my exact cup of tea. Regardless, though, the title and thumbnail just caught my eye. Seekers and Avoiders. Now, I don't remember this guy. He's Okarun, though, the main character. Yeah, I don't... I'm guessing... Honestly, I don't even know what to think of it. Let's just watch the video. But he's going to introduce some concept of, seekers versus avoiders.
Or problem, but approach it from completely opposite directions. Both characters start as outcasts, but their psychological approaches couldn't be more different. Okarun,
okay, I see. So I'm assuming, hold on.
Assumes people don't want him around and withdraws.
Okay, so this is kind of delving into, like, I guess a little bit of introversion and, like, just social skills a little bit, but I'm assuming Okarun, the main character of Dandadan, as he said, he's probably an avoider, and then the other, like, chubby guy is going to be a seeker, and maybe he's, like, he has this more optimistic mindset.
Kinta assumes there's a social formula to crack and chases it relentlessly. One character grows by stopping
Bro, just the way it was phrased, social formula to crack, like, it's just like, why are we... like, bro, socializing shouldn't be this super logical step-by-step process, bro. Just talk to people.
his assumptions and the others stay stuck
like, there's no formula for a perfect interaction, bro. Like, bro, this dude's low-key on freaking just smart anime MC timing, bro. Like light Yagami Ayanokoji timing, because like he's trying to figure out some type of social formula, man. Come on.
Because he won't stop analyzing. What if I told you that understanding the difference between these two characters reveals one of the most important lessons about social anxiety and personal growth? Welcome to Understanding
Okay.
Dandadan. My name is Kepler, and today we are exploring how seeking connection and avoiding it can paradoxically lead to the same result, but with very different paths to recovery. Let's start with Kinta, because he's the more misunderstood character. Most people see him as a typical introverted nerd, but that's completely wrong. Kinta is what I call a logical extrovert, someone who desperately needs
logical extrovert? Interesting.
social connection, but approaches it like a problem to solve. Kinta doesn't look like an
I mean, okay, I guess that's fine. You know what? You do you. If he has to approach it as a problem to solve, I guess that's fine as long as everything works out in the end.
Extroverts like Gigi or Ara, but according to the psychologist Carl Jung, extroverts and introverts are defined by where they get their energy. Introverts recover energy.
Yeah, a lot of people mistake being an introvert for having like social anxiety or just kind of being like a shut-in or whatever. But being an introvert, all it really means is you gain energy from being alone. Extroverts gain energy from hanging out with other people. The issue is people end up kind of like just conflating and destroying these terms. So now we associate extrovert with being like, like the most popular guy in school, and the introvert being like the loser with glasses or whatever, right?
Solitude. That doesn't mean he doesn't need any connection. An introvert spends energy interacting with people and recovers energy by being alone, while extroverts are the opposite. They spend energy by being alone and recover energy by interacting with people. That's why I think Kinta is a logical extrovert. Watch his introduction carefully. He walks alone to school singing from the top of his lungs and dancing. It's obvious that he's an over-the-top goofball. But as he gets close to school, we see his voice slowly fade into silence.
I like this term though, logical extrovert. I guess it's kind of like he's an extrovert, but the way his brain works is actually more of what people would associate with an introvert. Him being a logical extrovert. Being logical is usually something you would associate with a character like Ayanokoji Kiyotaka from Classroom of the Elite or Light Yagami from Death Note. We would assume these characters are more like introverted. Technically, Light has really great social skills. But let's lean into Ayanokoji Kiyotaka. Ayanokoji doesn't have social skills. Ayanokoji does look like your typical introvert. So yeah, ultimately, just this guy, he's an extrovert, but he does have this logical brain that would be more associated with introverts.
And although it is supposed to be a funny scene, and Kenta himself supposed to be a comedic relief, this scene gave me a heartache. This is someone who loves to externalize his voice, he loves being himself, but ultimately chooses to muffle his identity and fade into the background. This isn't introversion. An introvert would be fine with solitude. Kenta is clearly suffering from his isolation. He studies Okarun like a research project because he desperately wants what Okarun has. Genuine friendship.
Bro, with the amount of self-grooming, like him just using the comb on his hair so much, he reminds me of Koenji from Classroom of the Elite.
Or even love. He analyzes, plans, and tries to reverse engineer social success. He believes there's a code to crack, and if he just acts cool enough or says the right things, popularity will follow. Okarun, on the other hand, is what we...
That's like maybe half true, like you really shouldn't be trying to logicalize, like you shouldn't be trying to like make a formula for becoming the most popular kid in school. Like if you're super smart, you could pull it off, right? If you're smart like Light Yagami or like L, yeah, you could figure it out. But like in general, just do what the popular kid would do. Like it shouldn't be something you're overthinking to this huge extent, man.
Might call an emotional introvert, but not in the way you expect. His problem isn't that he needs less social interaction. His problem is that he's convinced he doesn't deserve any social interaction. Where Kenta studies other people to...
Wait, so he's literally the opposite. Okay, so Kenta is this he's a logical extrovert, and then the main character, Okarun, he is an emotional introvert.
Connect with them, Okarun makes assumptions about what other people think about him and withdraws preemptively. He doesn't even try to crack a social code because he's already decided he'll fail. But here's the crucial difference.
Okay.
Okarun's emotional decision-making, while initially destructive, allows him to form genuine connections once he stops sabotaging himself. His feelings, when redirected positively, become his strength. Kenta's logical approach, while seemingly more rational, keeps him trapped in performative behavior.
Wait, so... Bro, I expected Kenta's... This is crazy, because basically what he's saying is Okarun actually ends up more successful than Kenta. But I actually expected it to be the other way around, because Okarun, like, self-sabotages and stuff. That's surprising.
That prevents authentic connection. Kenta's biggest flaw is his...
Okay, so he's kind of performative. Got it.
...external focus. He's constantly studying other people, trying to mimic what works, and searching for the perfect social formula. This creates a vicious cycle. The more he focuses...
You know what's sad? He could actually find a social formula if he was just, like, genuinely an extremely smart anime MC, bro. Imagine, like, Katagiri Yuichi from Tomodachi game. You could just drop him in Dandadan, and he would crack any social formula, man.
...on external validation, the more he loses touch with his authentic self. He knows he's naturally goofy and theatrical, but he suppresses
Wait, external validation?
He knows he's naturally on external validation.
Oh yeah, external validation is really bad. You want internal, right?
The more he loses touch with his authentic self. He knows he's naturally goofy and theatrical, but he suppresses these traits because he thinks they are obstacles to popularity. This is why he becomes invisible. When you are constantly...
I see. Okay, fair enough. I get where he's coming from. I guess he doesn't want to be seen as like goofy or cringy, right? He's only half right. I mean, you want to try and be authentic, but I don't know. The truth is, if his genuine personality is like being overly goofy or cringe, then yeah, he might like get bullied or he might not be the cool kid. You got to kind of just figure out the balance, or maybe just hang out with people who are similar to you.
Performing a version of yourself that you think others want to see, there is nothing genuinely left for people to connect with. His approach to Okarun is telling. Instead of just befriending him directly, he studies him from a distance. He's so focused on learning the right way to be social that he misses obvious opportunity for genuine connection. Okarun's journey is the complete opposite. His growth comes from shifting his internal dialogue from self-destruction to self-acceptance. Initially, his internal voice is toxic, but as he develops, these thoughts transform into protective instincts and genuine care for others, especially Momo. And the key moment is when he stops assuming he knows what other people think about him. This internal shift allows him to be emotionally present in relationships instead of being consumed by imagined rejections. His transformation powers are just a metaphor for his internal change, when his inner voice shifts from self-doubt.
It all really kind of stems from society as well, in a way. Like yeah, Okarun has a bad mentality, but at the same time, like, you know, there are certain archetypes of somebody being a loser and somebody being, you know, the cool guy, right? Like social hierarchies are a real genuine thing. Like, they exist. There are social expectations, etc., etc. Yeah, it's tough. It's tough.
To purpose, external behavior naturally becomes more confident and attractive. Okarun learns to trust his emotions and stop overthinking. Quinta needs to learn to trust his emotions and stop overthinking. The irony is that they need the same solution, but they are approaching from an opposite direction. Based on the psychological patterns we see, Quinta's development will likely follow a specific trajectory.
The stupid thing about overthinking is, it's like, so a lot of people think overthinking makes them smart, which sometimes it does, right? There are some philosophers who are incredibly smart because of how much they think. But in general, doers get farther than thinkers. Like, for example, if you're thinking about, you know, starting a business, maybe even you're thinking about starting a YouTube channel, and you overthink yourself into like just all this extremely negative stuff, or you just overthink the entire thing, all that really does is just waste time. It's better to just actually do something, perform an action, like actually go out and try and create a business rather than just thinking about doing it. Like, doers generally will always get farther ahead than thinkers, and overthinking in general is just, it's not really healthy.
First, he needs to recognize that his performative approach,
like, overthink when it comes to like actual school assignments. Don't overthink when it comes to like you know, social expectations and hierarchies, and just in general, you know,
which isn't working. The analysis paralysis that keeps him studying others instead of engaging with them is his biggest obstacle.
Ooh, I like that rhyme, analysis paralysis. I like that.
Second, he needs to understand that his weirdness isn't the problem. It's choosing the wrong people to be vulnerable with.
That as well, right? Like, you know how you can just kind of look at somebody and tell if they're like a nice person, or in general, just look at people who maybe are always smiling, right? People who are always smiling are going to be happier, right? Like, yeah, have a decent level of discernment. Like, you don't have to like wear your heart on your sleeve, like, for everybody. And also, if you're an introvert, maybe hang out with introverts. If you like anime, maybe hang out with people who also like anime, right? Like, it's not really a difficult formula. Yeah, it's pretty easy.
His love for dramatic poses and theatrical behavior could be actually charming to the right audience. Third,
I'm pretty sure the main thing that don't quote me on this, but from my perspective, what leads to friendships the most is two main things. Number one is a similar personality. Number two is shared interests, right? Now, number two, shared interests, that's going to be like if you like anime, if you like you know, sports, if you like rapping, singing, whatever. Number one, personality, that's just kind of like, are you both generally like kind people? Do you know, are your personalities kind of similar? Because you can be friends with somebody who doesn't really have many shared interests as you, as long as your personalities are kind of similar. It's yeah, honestly.
and more importantly, he needs to stop seeking social formula and start seeking genuine connection. This means being willing to risk rejection.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, genuine connection. You don't want to have like an avoidant attachment type. And yeah, this is technically more romance, and it's not really like a friendship thing, but let's just go with it for the sake of the video. You don't want avoidant like attachment styles when it comes to even friendships. Like, it's not just a dating thing. you know, you can't even be friends with somebody if you're like an avoidant. Like what, you invite them out like once every 2 weeks or something, you know? Um, yeah, you just got to be open, and usually, yeah, there's gonna be like a degree of risk, right? Um, I feel like with Gen Z, man, I don't know, a lot of people are just afraid of getting their hearts like broken or hurt. So like, I just feel like Gen Z is a lot more avoidant in general, maybe, but maybe I'm wrong. Who knows?
By showing his authentic self. Kinta's breakthrough will likely come when he stops analyzing Okarun and starts simply interacting with him. Kinta already has everything he needs for social success. He's passionate, expressive, and genuinely interesting. His only obstacle is his belief that he needs to hide these qualities to be accepted. If Kinta approached Okarun with straightforward honesty, he will probably be accepted immediately. His prize was hanging right in front of him this
Bro, when do people start realizing about like social hierarchies? Like when do people become afraid to express themselves? Because kindergarten, elementary school, people seem good with it. I think it really happens during like middle school or maybe high
whole
school.
time. I expect Kinta's development to mirror Okarun's but in reverse. Where Okarun learned to redirect the internal monologue outward and work on himself, Kinta will learn to redirect the external seeking inward and start seeking for his genuine self. The end
I
result
feel like from a realistic perspective, just hang out with people who have similar hobbies as you. Because I'm gonna be honest, if you're completely yourself, like it's nice to be completely yourself at school, but sometimes you might truly come off as like, you know, goofy or cringy. I truthfully can't, I'm not even trying to discourage anybody, but I truthfully can't even imagine like if Luffy was a real person, right? Like if Luffy was a real person and he went to school, it's like I don't know if he would, I don't even think it would be popular. I think he would just honestly be goofy. People would label him like the goofy kid. Like if I show speed or Luffy went to school, I just feel like they would either be the most popular or like the most known as the most goofy, honestly. There's no in between.
should be the same. Authentic confidence based on self-acceptance, rather than external validation. If you identify with Kinta's struggle, you're probably what I call a social seeker. Someone who desperately wants connection but approaches strategically rather than authentically. Here's the warning signs you are in Kinta mode. You find yourself analyzing
Hinta mode is crazy.
successful people and trying to copy their behavior. You hold back parts of your personality because you think they are weird or uncool. You approach social situations like puzzles to solve rather than experience to enjoy. You feel like you are performing.
Honestly, Loki just sounds like Kinta is basically a dumber version of Ayanokoji, because doesn't Ayanokoji do all this same stuff? All Ayanokoji does is he analyzes, you know, social situations. He's always planning. He always uses logic. Like Ayanokoji, I don't even think he has emotions, or he barely uses them.
All the time instead of just being yourself. To recover from this, first stop analyzing. Notice when you're studying other people instead of engaging with them. The goal is connection, not data collection. Test your assumptions. You might be surprised how many people actually appreciate the authenticity over performance. Try sharing something genuine.
Yeah, this is the huge ironic part. Like people are scared to be themselves sometimes, but when you're actually yourself, yeah, people respect it. Like authenticity as a concept in general, it's respectable. Sometimes even in people you would like naturally dislike, like think of Koenji from Classroom of the Elite, or think of even what you could even think of maybe Sasuke from Naruto, right? Like there's a lot of people who dislike Sasuke's personality. There's a lot of people who dislike Koenji from Classroom of the Elite. People who would argue that he's narcissistic, which maybe is. But like even I kind of respect Koenji because Koenji just goes with the flow, right? I respect Luffy because Luffy is just authentic. He's himself. A lot of people think maybe Luffy's a bad main character or he's annoying, but like sometimes they still respect him. I think even in Jujutsu Kaisen, I'm pretty sure the first time Gojo introduced Itadori Yuji to Nanami, Nanami said that he respects Gojo, but he doesn't like him or something like that. Or it was the other way around. I don't remember what Nanami said, but he was just like shouting. Nanami was like, I trust Gojo. He is the strongest, but I don't respect him. Or, but I can't take him serious.
Yourself and see what happens. Third, Use your connections wisely. Instead of trying to appeal to everyone, focus on finding people who appreciate your specific brand of weirdness, quality over quantity.
Yeah, obviously you can't get everybody to like you. Like that's just that's just basic it's not even something you need to think about. Like, yeah, you're not getting everybody in the world to actually like you.
Trying to form connections is impossible without the risk of rejection. You shouldn't fear that. Instead, use every single rejection you get to gather data about what group you belong. And believe me, there's a group for everyone in this world. Now, if you relate more to Okarun's initial approach, watch my video about his transformation where I dive deep into the social avoidance and how he develops himself. Whether you are a seeker or avoider, the solution is the same. Authentic engagement based on genuine care for her.
What I love about this video specifically is just like the terminology, really. Seekers versus avoiders. Like, I like that he kind of just created this, how he created like his own concepts for, what he's labeling Kenta and Okarun as. So I really love the seekers and avoiders aspect of this video. And second, I love like the logical extrovert versus emotional introvert dichotomy, man.
Others. The difference is that seekers need to stop trying so hard, while avoiders need to start trying more.
Okay, seekers. Okay, avoiders need to start trying more. Okay.
For others, the difference is that seekers need to stop trying.
Yeah. So Kenta was a seeker. He's trying way too hard. He's over analyzing, trying to crack a social formula.
So hard, while avoiders need to start.
Okay, avoiders need to start trying more. Okarun just gave up. Yeah.
By time more. Both needs to focus on genuine rather than perfect. The confidence paradox is that the more you chase confidence directly, the more elusive it becomes.
Yeah. Yeah, what you resist persists, right? Something like that, I believe.
And the more you focus on bringing value to other people, the more confident you naturally feel. This is why both characters needed to stop their current approaches and start from a place of genuine curiosity about and care for the other people around them. Kenta and Okarun represent the two sides of the same coin. The human desire for authentic connection and the different ways we sabotage ourselves.
Two sides of the same coin, just like Gojo and Sukuna. Sorry, I had to mention them. I had to.
In pursuing it. One seeks too desperately and one avoids too completely, but both can find their way to genuine relationships by focusing less on themselves and...
Honestly, technically, Kenta's ideology is better. It's better to try too hard and fail than to not try at all. Technically, right? Technically, Kenta's ideology is better than Okarun's.
More on the people they want to connect. Let me know in the comments which character you relate more. That's it for this video.
Yeah, but Okarun will be fine. He made friends with Momo, the brown-haired girl or whatever, right? Like Okarun's got a ton of friends. There's even Gigi, the red-haired guy or whatever. Now Kenta, I don't know. Haven't watched Dandadan in a while. I don't even hopefully Kenta has a good ending too, I guess. I'm not really sure what happens with him. But yeah, that's about it.